Well, it's time now to review headlines on today's newspapers with the Ombudsman of This Day and Arise Media Group and This Day's Newspaper Limited Group Executive Director, Kayode Komolafe. Good morning, Mr. Komolafe, and happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday to you.
Good morning,
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Yeah. Good to see you.
Okay, I don't know if you wanted to touch on Leah Sharibu because we discussed that before. I don't know if you had a thought on that quickly.
I think I should because, like I was observing that, incidentally, we don't have copies of the Daily Trust. Because if I have the only newspaper in the land that has been keeping, on Sundays, I've been keeping also tab, updating us every day, counting the number of days that these students, including Leah Sharibu, have been in captivity. Those abducted in Yauri, those abducted in Bethel School in Kaduna and other places. And it's very important that we keep this in our memory. For every day that Leah Sharibu and other students are in captivity, that every day is abnormal. Okay. Yes. It's abnormal. It cannot be routine. It cannot be taken as normal. It cannot be normal, for our collective conscience. So the fate of Leah Sharibu and other students remain an open sore on the conscience of this nation. And we cannot be tired, on calling on security agencies, to perform their constitutional duty. Absolutely. And set, these people who are in captivity free.
Yes.
It is a duty, it's a constitutional duty that the Nigerian state owes them, and we must not be tired in pressuring the Nigerian state to fulfill that responsibility to Leah Sharibu and all those who are in captivity.
Yes, indeed.
Very well.
Thank you, KK. Thank you. All right, so we'll proceed with the newspaper review. We'll start, as usual, with This Day on Sunday. And the lead story here is a good news to many Nigerians who are expecting that nothing will affect next Saturday's election, which they believe and hope will be sacrosanct. We are ready for elections, declare INEC and the military. The rider says, Yoruba monarchs urge commission security agencies to ensure free, fair polls. Military will deal with troublemakers, Irabo vows. Abdulsalami-led peace committee meets Wednesday for signing of another peace accord. That's the story on page 5 of today's This Day. And on top of that, Atiku pledges to restore peace, security, return power to states. 5 political parties collapse structure for former VP. Also on page 5 of today's This Day. On top of the masthead is a story on the New Note. New Note, it says 9 APC states and Sokoto ask Supreme Court to void Buhari's directive. And I think that most of the newspapers today, particularly The Punch on Sunday, have that story, which is on page 8 of This Day today. And on the window, Naira redesign. CIBN sues for calm, says it's working with bank CEOs to address challenges. Hinges continue banking operations to staff safety. IG warns against unguarded utterances over Naira redesign. And last but not the least is the cover picture, spiritual endorsement, the editor says here, which shows the picture of the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, with the founder of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, Bishop David Oyedepo, and the senior pastor of Dunamis International Gospel Center, Dr. Paul Enenche, during a party hosted by the Big Tent Independent Presidential Council for Obi, Peter Obi, and Yusuf Dati Ahmed and the support group. I mean, Obi has a thing for churches, doesn't he? He feels comfortable in their midst. So this is one of such gatherings of his, where he seeks either spiritual blessings or spiritual endorsements. Those are the stories, KK, for your analysis.
Yeah, maybe we should start with a picture, I wonder if it helps Obi, given the nature of our politics. Just imagine if you have a similar picture where you have Lamas having Tinubu or Atiku, who are Muslims, and they are saying that it's spiritual endorsement.
Yeah, but
I'm
trying pictures like that from time to time.
No, but I'm just trying to say that given the nature of our society, given the diversity, and given the tone, of this politics, that it's not helpful, for any candidate, to be playing up the religious, factor, But if as you think that perhaps it's helpful to him, but I don't think so. There is nothing wrong in candidates interacting with very religious groups across the line. But I'm saying that it might not be helpful for any candidate, regardless of his faith. I
mean, they all do.
So you feel that they should not interact with religious leaders?
I am not saying that they should not interact with what I'm saying, but I'm saying what I'm saying. When you play up and say that a particular faith, is giving endorsement, to a candidate, and then you are playing it up, that it might not be helpful. But in any case, it's
no, that's what the caption says. And they all do it, by the way. I mean, what do they do on Fridays in mosques? Most of the two major candidates of the other parties. That
is why I said that for both sides. I'm saying that. I'm saying that in this matter, the politics should not be taken to the pulpits. Politics should not be taken to the mosque. It does not help us, given the nature of Nigeria as a multi-religious. But I'm saying that that yes, religious people have the right, like any other citizen, to support, and endorse. Yes. But what I'm saying is that the pulpit should not be the avenue for politics. Just like the mosque should not be the avenue for or the shrine.
This was a specific event.
Maybe we should not be but there is a reason. For instance, if you go through the electoral guideline, it's quite clear, about what religion should be. So I'm not accusing.
Yeah, because he hasn't violated.
No, I'm not saying. No, don't get me wrong. I'm just like I said that it's political,
Yes,
and I'm saying that what it means politically. I mean, it's led for the public to judge, But I'm just saying that, to me, in my own view, it's not helpful to any candidate at all.
I don't see why it's not helpful. I think it is helpful.
It is my view. It is my view.
I'm just saying my view.
You think it is helpful?
I'm just asking.
You think it's helpful? You think it's helpful? But I'm saying that my own view that it is not helpful. I may be wrong. I may be right.
No, the reason why I wanted to air my view was because he's not been seen with just clergy. He's also been seen with Ahmad Gumi, Northern Leaders Forum, or something like that. A group of Northern leaders endorsed him as well.
With Gani Adams, with everybody.
It was on the news. And it just shows his diversity, or any candidate's diversity, in the Nigerian polity.
And this was even, I think he just honored an invitation of the Big Tent organization, which happens to be, a religious thing. So it didn't go like for a church service. He went for an event, that he just honored. I think it's in order.
I agree with you. Can we go through?
No, we just had our views.
I agree with you. Can we go through?
Yes, please. Yes.
I agree with Steve that this story of this is a very positive one, and it's very timely. It's needed one, and I think especially the same story you find on the front pages of other newspapers. Because at this, with a few days to the election, the public will need certainty. That the space is secure. So getting this assurance, from the military. And also from the INEC, in terms of preparedness, it is a very positive. It is needed. People need that, because before now there have been a lot of conspiracy theories, and about a doubt, being experienced. So to give this assurance, so that people can actually be focused and be prepared with their PVC to vote, is a very important one, in the circumstance. The other stories, as expected, are also about the election, as well as the redesign of the Naira. Also, on a positive note, is the tone from the CBN, which is what it should be, to appeal for calm, and also express regret. Because the truth of it is that no matter the rationalization that people from some quarters, people are suffering. And this suffering is avoidable. Given a better conception and a better implementation of this exercise, By the way, like Dr. Kalu said, it's not a policy. This is a matter that should have just been a routine thing, that you redesign currency, you change the color, you change the legal entity, that you should not bring any disruption, So given the socio-economic disruption that it has put, so I think it is a welcome one, from the central bank to appeal for calm. Related to that is also the story of the APC governance and also Governor Tambo of Sokoto State, who is PDP, going to court.
One of the 10.
Yes, I also think too, it is a very positive one. Because contrary to what people are saying, to me, how can you say that because a governor goes to court, you say he's guilty of treason? You don't go to court to go and commit treason.
No, that's not why
that's not what they're saying.
People are saying that they are challenging the president. No,
it's the broadcast. It's the broadcast that they are referring to.
The idea. No, I'm saying that. I mean, I'm not quoting the federal government. I'm saying those who are criticizing the governor. I'm replying.
The criticism is not that he's gone to court.
What I'm saying that they are challenging. No, just with that. I mean that they are challenging. They're challenging it. I am saying that for them to go to court to challenge it, we should even be long after February 25 and the redesign of Naira must have become history.
Yes.
That step, it will help in deepening our democracy. That what they are doing is proper and is the civilized thing to do. That
if it's about going to court, KK, not about having a broadcast that incite people, to go against.
Again, you are wrong. What is inciting? I mean, let us not go into a realm in which we don't have competence.
No, I just want to know what you mean by what is inciting.
Let me just. What is incitement? I am saying that is wrong. It's wrong of you to accuse them of incitement.
Tell us why.
Yes.
No, El-Rufai, not them, because we
why don't you wait and let me make this point? I'm saying that it is wrong of you to accuse the governors of incitement.
No, that's not what. Again, we did not argue.
Let us understand each other.
Just wait. Very well. It is not only don't demonize El-Rufai for no just possible. It's unfair. Okay. It's unfair to demonize El-Rufai.
No, the analysis.
Let me just finish. It is not only El-Rufai that has taken action, something contrary to what the president has said.
I have not said anything about the other governors. I haven't.
No, let's just wait. I'm just so why isolating? Why demonizing?
He was the only one that had a broadcast.
So is it when I say become illegal for a governor to have a broadcast?
We didn't say so. We're just saying that people.
A governor is the head of a subnational government.
Yes.
El-Rufai was elected by his people, yes. Just as Buhari was elected by the whole of Nigeria.
Yes.
For God's sake, what are we saying? It is the mentality that makes people saying that the president is a sovereign. For God's sake, the president is the president, the commander-in-chief of armed forces, and the chief executive officer of the Nigerian state.
Yes.
But the president is not a sovereign.
Yeah.
Section 14 of the Nigerian Constitution says the sovereignty of Nigeria resides in Nigerian people.
That's correct.
We should be very careful. In promoting authoritarianism.
Nobody.
Because the tone of the way people who are agreeing that you are without the president saying so or not even acting so, you are encouraging, promoting as if he's a supreme leader. Yes, what is law? No. The president. The president is the head of state. He's not a supreme leader.
No.
It is subject to law because his office. How he came into the office is a creation of law.
Yes.
So it's only improper. So when people are saying that the president should obey the law, there is nothing subversive, there is nothing treasonable, and there is nothing inciting, about that.
Mr. I'm saying you have made your point.
You are grossly unfair.
You have made your point.
To say that Governor Rufai is
you have made your point, but I want to ask that question again.
Yes.
Why do you think that a governor telling his people to go out there and spend the money that that is still within
that is no longer legal
tender.
Why do you think that is not inciting? I want to understand that particular reason. I would listen to that. Yes.
Yeah. The Supreme Court of Nigeria, the final court, has given an order that just listen. Has given an order that the status quo should be maintained. We need that. Just wait now. Don't shake out.
I'm shaking my head because it's subject to interpretation. I'm not even saying anything. That is subject to interpretation.
Yes. Now the Supreme Court, has given an order that those notes, 500, 1,000, that they remain legal tenders. I'm not a lawyer. So what the governors are doing is that they are obeying or enforcing the Supreme Court law, and I'm saying that it is the court. Let us lead this to the court.
Can they enforce the Supreme Court?
The Constitution says that even you as an individual, you have the duty You have to enforce Supreme Court law. So much less a governor. No.
There has not been a judgment. There has not been a judgment.
No,
right.
I mean, I can't
understand. There is another.
It's a directive that is subject to interpretation. That's all I'm saying.
You mean there is no Supreme Court order in this matter?
There is a ruling.
Let's go on the quick. Let's go on the quick.
Nationalize authoritarianism. Because when you promote authoritarianism, all of us will be victims.
We'll just go on a quick break now.
Defend the rule of law.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
That's okay.
Don't make a Buhari a supreme leader. It's not a supreme leader.
That's fine.
It's a set of states.
That's fine, but we'll go on a quick break now, and then we'll return to come back to the review of the newspapers. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly. You're welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News, and we're still with the Ombudsman General, Mr. Kayode Komolafe Kiki.
General, I like that. You actually look so regal today, this Sunday. Yeah, are we celebrating something?
The birthday of Chief
Absolutely.
Alhaji Femi Okuno.
Absolutely.
That is
so that
cover,
we should go to the cover of This Day Style.
Absolutely. The cover of This Day Style, if you can pull that up, is Lateef Femi Okuno.
Yes. This
Day Style is celebrating the statesman at 90. They're celebrating his life and achievements, and he's a legal luminary, and he's a statesman. He turns 90 years old and is worthy of celebration. He's made significant contributions to the development of Nigeria in various capacities. I don't even want to go further. I'd like for you to join us in celebrating him and share your views on this.
Thank you very much,
man at 90.
Yes. On this note, we are in complete
agreement, all of us.
I can assure you that
unanimous.
There's unanimity of purpose of this. I can assure you that there's no agreement there. That is to thank the editor of Style, for that well-deserved tribute in very colorfully produced edition of Style today, which I recommend to readers to have. Alhaji Femi Okuno, like I said, first and foremost, is a nationalist. He's a Nigerian nationalist of the progressive bent. As a young man, he was a radical, of the left, as an activist, as a student in the United Kingdom and the rest, Now, those, for instance, the generation of NSAS, perhaps, they will need to study people like Femi Okuno and read that history did not begin, because some 62 years ago, Alhaji, as a young man, was one of those people who led that protest against the Anglo-Nigerian Defense Pact.
Absolutely.
When Britain, with the Nigerian government were contemplating having a military base in Kano, led the protest and forced that particular policy, to be changed. Otherwise, our generation, will have grown up to say that in Nigeria we have British military bases like you have in some French former colonies today. When you see how the huge French military presence that you have. Like I said, national, and perhaps the other part in terms of his public life record, I have the longest serving Minister of Works. In the day of the military, he served in the cabinet of General Yakubu Gowon.
That's right.
From 1967 to 1974.
Yes.
Now,
Federal Commissioner, they were called?
Yeah, Federal Commissioner, yes. They were not coming. Thank you, Steve. They were called the Federal Commissioners. Now, some of the landmarks, according to projects that you have today, they were executed when Alhaji Okuno was the Federal Commissioner for Works, or what we call the Minister of Works, including the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Shagamu Benin Expressway, the Okene, Warri, Benin, Auchi, Highway, even the Eco Bridge.
Yes.
Even the building of Eco Bridge, and even the Muritala International Airport, some of those landmarks. I mean, it's one person in terms of when you are talking of a repository, of knowledge about the infrastructural development of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
That people that I will expect that those people who are in charge now, either as ministers or as governors, or should tap from the experience of these people and see, where they made mistakes, and the record of the achievement which they had, which is they are
Yeah,
to have.
absolutely.
That, during the Civil War, he led some of the delegations from the Nigerian side. Don't forget, he was a minister under Gowon. And you could see that verve of nationalism, of public spiritedness, continues even up to this age of 90.
Yes.
I remember during the NSAS, each time I had telephone conversations with him, he would tell him that I wish he could also be, Now, this and more, what I've just said, is captured at the back page of this day in a very fitting tribute paid by the president of King's Boys Old Students Association, Alhaji Kashim Imam, who, by the way, Alhaji Ukunu also was a former president, of the of King's College, King's College Old Boys Association.
Yes.
So the incumbent president, of the Old Students Association of King's College, Alhaji Kashim, it's been a very fitting tribute. And then there you have a clear portrait of who Alhaji Femi Ukunu is, So it will be quite in order to say happy birthday.
Indeed.
Happy birthday.
I mean, I can't agree anymore with you, KK. You've said it all, and we can't celebrate Alhaji Ukunu, enough. I mean, it's exemplary, It's not just about being a nationalist. The story of Lagos resides in his head, and I think that Lagos will do well in honoring this great man who has done so much, for the state and for Nigeria.
Happy birthday.
Let's take what happy
Should we just run through two?
Let's run through Tribune and the Punch before we.
You want to take the
Okay, Punch here says Naira crisis. Banks shun CBN directive. Collect old 1,000 notes and 500 Naira notes. 10 governors, as we have discussed, ask Supreme Court to void Buhari's order. Akeredolu wants policy rescinded. Adamu discusses opposition to Naira swap with APC governors today. Police warn against inciting divisive comments by politicians.
All right, and the Sunday Tribune, the lead story there, INEC blows hot. Buy votes, go to jail from polling units. The writers there, electoral umpire warns, declares self-ready for February 25th election. Says Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, others to sign fresh peace accord. Ex-Ghana President John Mahama heads West African leaders election meditation team. Another story there, vote for me, I'll fulfill my promises. Atiku tells Nigerians at Adamawa Grand Rally. Another story that is important there, 3 killed, many injured as APC PDP supporters clash in Osun. Again, gunmen kill 3 policemen in Anambra, set police area command ablaze. Have you heard the story coming out of Anambra lately with the Akuzu SARS? I don't know if you've heard that story. Recently, the Inspector General of Police has, issued a directive saying that they're going to investigate one police officer who's been in charge of that unit that obviously was disbanded during the NSAS protest, but I don't know what's going on in Anambra State. They
have to tidy up Anambra.
They need to.
KK, we've totally run out of time, but I like the fact that INEC is saying buy vote, go to jail.
Go to jail.
What about those selling votes? Where should they go to?
Why not?
No, it's a transaction now.
Yes.
All those are, And just to add that to me is a more constructive way of sanitizing the electoral system, rather than this very disruptive, Naira redesign which has now been politicized.
Everything that will stop vote buying. So I'm saying
that the way to stop vote buying is what INEC is saying. Not with this disruptive
which is good.
Naira redesign.
I'm sure that most Nigerians will prefer anything that will stop vote buying.
Absolutely,
including grinding the economy.
Besides grinding the economy, just
the economy will not be grounded.
Good luck.
The economy will not be grounded.
Nigeria
will survive.
Good luck.
Nigeria will survive.
Thank you,
beyond
Mr.
Saturday,
Komolafe.
beyond March 11.
We'll see you.
All right.